Speaker, it is my honor to present to you Mr. Luis Alberto Anastasio. So, a visionary leader in workforce development strategies, Lloyd is the president and CEO of Servicio Filipino Incorporated, the flagship company of SFI Group, an HR conglomerate with 10 subsidiaries that specialize in human capital, search, recruitment, and placement, specialized managed services, competency assessments, workforce and management solutions, HR consultancy, and talent supply chain management. From the time he joined Servicio Filipino Incorporated, he executed the expansion and promoted growth in diverse facets of HR for the company, which covers most of the regions nationwide through a combined network of 20 offices, managing around 10,000 people across different industries. 8 years ago, Mr. Anastasio launched the very first privately owned full-service career development center called SFI Career Center. Apart from offering career and competency assessments, the Career Center has introduced career training and development, professional certifications, apprenticeships, career coaching, and career development services to students, the unemployed, ready to enter the workplace, and professionals, empowering them for growth. Lloyd also sits in the board of SFI Group subsidiaries and holds executive positions in SFI International, SFI Professional and Technical Recruitment, Head Start Realty Corporation. He recently invested into the information technology companies Talent Source, namely Talent Source, and Work Global Solutions, and serves as a board level as chairman. With more than 20 years of work experience in the human resources industry, Lloyd has undergone extensive trainings in career coaching, targeting sourcing and recruitment, strategic organizational leadership, quality management, and corporate governance. His passion is really people, which is why he is in the forefront of Servicio Filipino and SFI Group's talent development and leadership training initiatives. He has also led Servicio Filipino into becoming the very first company in the Philippines to achieve the Investors in People, or the IIP Gold certification, on its very first try. Apart from spearheading quality initiatives like the ISO 9001 Quality Management System certification for the organization, Mr. Anastasio has enrolled Servicio Filipino Incorporated in the Incentivizing Compliance Program, or the ICP, of the Department of Labor and Employment, where SFI was awarded the Certificate of Compliance on General Labor Standards and Occupational Health and Safety Standards, the Tripartite Certificate of Compliance with Labor Standards, or the TCCLS, and the Child Labor-Free Establishment Certification. Now, SFI is aiming to be the first HR organization to receive the Department of Labor and Employment's highly coveted Secretary's Award of Recognition for organizations. Lloyd has initiated in building relationships with a multitude of academic institutions, professional organizations, and government agencies. More importantly, he has created the advocacy framework for education and workforce development for the SFI Group. Through this advocacy, Lloyd was able to work with the international partners to provide grants for the Philippine government. Programs such as the Philippine Talent Map Initiative, which is now partnered with the academe, employer groups, TESDA, and more, that aims to complete and to create a labor force picture of the Philippines in terms of the 21st century skills. SFI Group's very first every public-private partnership with DOLE to manage and build the PhilJobNet, the official job and labor market information portal of the Philippines. Career Readiness and Employability Skills Initiative in the province of Bataan, even DOLE's JobServe program through its Learning to Earning Apprenticeship and PTMI. Given his passion in people, Lloyd has proven to be one of the top resource speakers for the Department of Labor and Employment. He has consistently been a resource speaker on workforce and human capital development in different conferences and forums. He has presented and spoken at the 37th APEC Human Resource Development Working Group Conference in Boracay, the World Association of Public Employment Services Conference in Tagaytay, the 5th National Education Forum of PCCI and Export Development Council in Makati, the 14th National Peso Congress in General Santos, the National Confederation of Cooperatives or the NATCO HR Forum in Tagaytay, and the recent Employees Confederation of the Philippines 37th National Congress of Employers in Pasay City. Lloyd earned his Bachelor of Arts degree in Interdisciplinary Studies at Ateneo de Manila University. In 1992, he received a scholarship grant from the Philippine Institute of Japanese Language and Culture and pursued further studies in Japan at Kokusai Gakuyukai Japanese Language School under the Ambassador Jose Laurel III and Japan Solidarity Committee for Asian Alumni. Scholarship grant in 1993. He continued his studies as a research student in the master's program of Sophia University's Economics Department in Tokyo, Japan, with a specialization in organizational theory and management. Without further ado, we would like to introduce you our speaker for this morning, Mr. Lloyd Anastasio.
Thank you so much, Richard. I'm speechless with the kind introduction by Richard and my team. We have prepared a presentation for the press. So first of all, I'd like to express my heartfelt gratitude to everybody here, especially our partners from ACT who flew all the way from the US, our partner from India. So both Simi and Pawan are here today to also engage with you and share with you the vision of what we have for the future. And I thank the management and also all the people here, Ms. Anna, and definitely the press. And we are here to educate you perhaps on the things that we've done so far in terms of the advocacy of SFI Group for the Philippines. So we have okay, please. Today is quite important because the visit of our partners really emphasize one thing. I'd like to make it very informal because if I'm here in front, it makes me so much away from you guys. But if I were to reach out to you, it's better that you get to see me up front, right? So I'd like to say that our partners here have expressed nothing less than the commitment for the Philippines. And okay. Next. So before anything else, I'd like to greet all of you a glorious morning, a blessed morning to all of you. So good morning. Yeah. Just a snapshot on SFI. We have around 8 subsidiaries, but we focus on people. We have 20 offices nationwide. We cater to almost 500 people. Now around 12,000 people we service to all of our clients. And we meet people every single day. That's the basic fact about it. And I'm a recruiter for 24 years now. Yeah. And just to give you numbers, I just don't want to deal much about the numbers, but I'll just be sharing with you the things that I know. When we recruit people, we go through 1,000 resumes, right? For us to qualify basically 100 on the basic positions that we're looking for. And then based on that, we'll assess people. Only 40 out of the 100 would qualify. And when we assess them based on what our clients are looking for, we need to provide 3 candidates each per position. And then, swerte ka na lang kapag makakuha ng isa out of the 3. Right? So if you think about it, 1,000 to 100 to 40 to 24 and then 8. Right? So 8 is the number. My friend here, and my partner here, Pats, is a recruiter. And she knows this by heart. That's the reason why she led something for us, which is the talent. I'll explain a little bit more. No. So, fact is, we see broken souls every day. If somebody comes to you and they expect work and then you don't give work, parang nagsisinungaling kami, we're lying. It's like, oh, balik ka na lang kasi we can help you again. But that really disturbed me. And that's the reality. And can we really help people for employability? That was the question of the day. And so the birth of SFI's advocacy for education and workforce development came in around 1999, 2000, because it's been bothering me all. But we didn't have partners, we didn't have ways to address it. And so global crisis hit. What happened? I had the chance to be able to meet a gentleman, and he's from ACT. He said, we have a workforce development solutions. Would you want to do it in the Philippines? So we said, yes, why not? Right? I'd skip this one, but I'd like to focus more on this. According to ADB's report, right? There's what you call NEAT. Hindi malinis. Ang ibig sabihin nun ay, okay, neither in employment, education, or training. The longer that you're NEAT, right? The longer it's going to be difficult for you to find a job. The longer it's going to be harder for you to be in a stable position and a rewarding, financially rewarding position at that. And so it takes a year for a person who graduates from college to find work. 1 year. And if you're coming from high school, it takes you 3 years. This is already validated by World Bank, by ADB, by other organizations, right? Now, when I share that with people, isn't that painful for us to see? Because your son or daughter might be going through the same thing, and you don't even know, right? And so, what I'm saying is that the Partnership for Progress is that we reached out to partners like Dole. We reached out to partners like Bataan, right? And what we did was, we asked international partners like, for example, ACT, my other partner, Tested Talent, can we give grants to government? Free. The only thing that SFI would be doing is the resource in order for us to implement. But if we get the assessment, for example, we get the curriculum, for example, can we implement it? And so, with the partnership with Secretary Bello, right, we said, can we continue our research? So one of the researches that we did, I'll just touch on this so that we get to see a bigger picture. We gave a grant of 80,000 assessments to the government 4 years ago. And we said, we want to assess the workforce. Now sabi, are you crazy, Lloyd? 80,000? Paano namin gagawin yan? Pagka siguro ba 4,000 lang pwede na. No. The thinking is, if you give 1,000 assessment per province, wouldn't a governor want to know the profile of your talent in the specific province that you're managing or you're running? If you're a governor, wouldn't it be great? So that was the vision. So I said, let's start first in Manila and then let's see. So sabi niya, sige, we'll just do this. From there, I said, what if we can assess 80,000 people, 18 regions, 81 provinces, 145 cities? So ambitious, right? Alam niyo po, natapos na siya. And we just presented it last year to the National Economic Development Authority. And this is very much embraced. Because why? They saw the value of the information, more than that, the intent of helping the Filipinos build a better human capital for the future. And so, we assessed the 21st century skills. Pinag-uusapan ng mga tao, 21st century skills, we can sit down with you and explain to you what it is. We created the framework on how it's interpreted by different organizations globally, by the different economies worldwide. And so, we presented this actually in APEC. And it was accepted. There were 5 economies that supported us. First one was Australia. Sabi nga, this is the next level of what we're doing in Australia. Oh, sunod na isa. Okay, Indonesia, we don't have this. We need this in Indonesia. Vietnam stands up and we support this. And then, sino pa? New Zealand, and then Big Brother US stands up. So, we'd love to know what happens with your research and we'd like to support it. Now, the Philippines is the proponent for the talent map. Right? We're going to present it to APEC this year. And I hope it's blessed. With your support, it could be blessed even more. Why? Because they don't have it in other countries, we do. It's here, it started here. Right? And so, this was the presentation in APEC. We're supported by 5 economies. If you get that support, then it becomes an APEC-wide initiative. Right? Now, we presented to Peso Congress, we were able to get the Peso to support it nationwide. Right? And then we got to the Employers Confederation, we got to the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I'm showing you snippets of this so that, one, work has been done. We didn't cheat it. We have to to go from one place to another in order for us to be able to build relationships that matter. Because we needed to reach out to people to make them understand that it goes beyond just profits when you're trying to do something like this. Kasi hindi naman to, di ba? It's a grant. We're not paid for it. Actually, we're giving. Yeah? And so, what happened was, we just presented it last year to the Peso Congress, and I asked everybody to stand up, 1,600 people. Please, di ba, give yourselves a big round of applause. You know why? This is not the easiest thing to do, but we did it. We reached the finish line. And it's for all of you to celebrate. And now, even Ms. Sara Duterte, Mayor Sara Duterte saw the actual profile of their workforce. Sabi niya, this is the first time I saw this. Importante sa amin to in Mindanao. Right? So they invited us to go to Mindanao again. And so, what's the significance of ACT today? Why is this significant? It's because of the fact that, one, we have a solution actually to address the skills mismatch and skills gap. Lumabas po kasi ito sa talent map kung saan tayo mabababa. Creative problem solving, problem sensitivity, critical thinking. These areas that are important to employers, lumabas. And it's consistent to the entire country. Actually, hindi lang po tayo 80,000 na test. As a matter of fact, close to 90,000. Right? So, if you see, the videos we've been showing to you earlier on, SFI has been giving this kind of grant because we believe in uplifting the skills of the Filipinos. If you remember, 2014, President Aquino signed the K-12. Di ba po? K-12 program. Problem was, there are only 3 countries that were not K-12. Philippines, Djibouti, and Angola. Lahat tayo lang yung K-10, sila K-12. Lahat na ng countries K-12. So tayo yung tatlo na lang ang natitira. So what we did was, if we didn't sign this thing, we're going to put ourselves out of ASEAN. Right? Kasi we're not going to qualify in terms of the educational standards of all the other countries within ASEAN. So how significant was this? It was very significant. Problem, what would we do in adding the 2 years? So what we did was we asked ECT, can we give a grant to the government? Unfortunately, the government did their own study. Sabi namin, sayang naman, what's going to happen to the grant? So I approached Bataan, Governor Garcia. Sabi namin, can we use the grant in implementing a K-12 initiative for career readiness? Right? And buti na lang, they accepted. And so, guys, actually Bataan is an international research. Kaya ako sinasabi sa inyo, 5 years ago, this has been done. And no, think about this, the International Career Readiness Certificate is a hard certificate to get. But the Bataeños are the very first, outside North America to get the International Career Readiness Certificate. How long did they use the system? Less than 3 months. Imagine nyo po kung bibigyan natin ng curriculum yung ating mga kabataan for 1 year. Make it 2. K-12, 11 and 12. Think about it. Ito, baliktad. When we showed it, all the students were marching and showing their certificates like no other. You know what? Why? They were going to school, and this is outside the normal time of school. They were going to school for them to learn this thing on their own. It's an effort on them. Tapos yung ibang municipalities didn't have like internet connectivity, they didn't have laptops, they didn't have tablets. Alam niyo po, nagtulungan. 12 municipalities. 1 province, 520 students, di ba? And all of these people were trying to help one another, right? Look what happened. 322 individuals were certified, the very first outside North America. Yeah? So now, these pictures would show you that Filipinos can do it if we give them the right things, right? We gave them the right curriculum, we gave them the certification. And so, it was a gift to Secretary Luistro for them. And sabi namin, meron na po kami template. Bakit? Nagawa na po namin 26 schools. 22 public high schools and then 4 private high schools. Tapos binigyan namin 322 certified. Kasi dalawa, controlled and experimental. May mga matatalino rin dun sa controlled. Those experimental, they are the ones who went through the system. Can you imagine if you give them 3 months and they got to, may levels po yan bronze, silver, gold. During that time, wala pang platinum. Ngayon, may platinum na po. So I asked them, can you reach for the best, gold? We got 3 students who got to gold. But 70+% got to silver. In the US, they use it for 2 years in community colleges para ma-silver yung mga bata. Sa atin, 3 buwan. So can you imagine if we give this to the students? What if we give it even middle school? Wow. So, unfortunately, nag-transition to a new government.